Hey, so I live in a long distance relationship and I wanted to talk about this because I think many of you are interested in something like this. So, where I got to know my boyfriend or my fiancé already. I got to know my fiancé in Russia, in Vladivostok, when I was there during my semester abroad. We got to know each other on the 5th of March 2016. The way we got to know was really interesting because on the day when I arrived to Vladivostok in the evening, I got a message on Facebook from a guy, and he asked whether he could help me or not, if I need some advices, some help with adapting in this new university. And first I really thought that he just tries to flirt with me, and I considered if I should answer or not. And yeah, to the end I thought, okay, let's answer, let's have a look on how he is. Maybe he really just wants to help me. So I wrote him back on Facebook and agreed to meeting, and so we decided to meet the next Saturday. So I think he wrote me on Monday, and on the next Saturday we met each other. And yeah, he wrote me and he described how he will look like, what he will wear on this day, and where he will wait. So yeah, on Saturday I went to university, to the main building, and went to the main hall, and yeah, there he already waited, and I didn't recognize him first, and he was the one recognizing me. He said after this that yeah, he looked around looking for some Austrian looking girl, European looking girl, and he saw me and he thought, yeah, this is the girl. And yeah, so we greeted each other, and he first of course was confused whether he should speak English with me or Russian, and so we tried Russian first, but my Russian to this time wasn't this good as it's now. So after a little talk with Russian, we decided to talk to each other in English because it was just easier for both of us. I was actually really happy that he could speak English, because actually many Russians don't speak English. What was in this time good for me because I could improve my Russian. So after this we went around university. He showed me all the buildings. He showed me possibilities where to do sports and where to have food, and what to do on the campus. And actually I wanted to meet later on this day with some group mates or with some German students who wanted to show me the city, but happily I can say on this day it was really rainy, so we then decided not to go to the city, and this is why I had longer time with my later boyfriend. And yeah, so we walked around and we decided to have some cafe, so we went to drink coffee. And I'm sorry, I'm all the time confusing a little bit English and German, so don't worry. So we went to have some coffee, and so we sat there in this cafe, we were drinking coffee, and this was the first time when I showed him some funny German words, when I tried to teach him some funny German words. And this was actually some icebreaker, because after this we really kinda got closer to each other. Yeah, but at 5 o'clock then he kind of was busy. He wanted to go somewhere, I think he agreed with friends to watch a movie somewhere, and he brought me to some German clubs. So there was every Saturday some German club in this university, and he just asked if I want to join them, maybe to help them speak German, and I agreed, and I went there. And yeah, so this was actually the first day when we got to know each other. Yeah, and already the next day, what was really funny, it was the day of well, not the Women's Day, but it was some kind of holiday before Women's Day. So I didn't have university, my roommate wasn't here, and I wanted, in the next morning, I want to rest myself, and suddenly my how is it called, my shelf, yeah, is it shelf in English? I don't really remember. I think it's shelf. My shelf broke. So this stuff where you put clothes in, I'm sorry, sometimes I'm a little bit German, English, Russian confused. And so yeah, it broke down actually, and it almost smashed me. And I was a little bit afraid that I will have problems now with the stuff in my dormitory. So I called him and asked, oh my god, please help me, please, my shelf wanted to destroy me. And first of all, he considered if he should come himself, or if it maybe seems too flirty if he just comes to me. But yeah, to the end he said, okay, I will go to her and help her. And this was really good for us, because then we again had some possibility to talk to each other. We went to have lunch, we went to have tea, and I actually wanted to invite him to have lunch, because in Austria it's kind of normal to also invite men to have some food, but in Russia it isn't. So he kind of didn't allow me to pay for the lunch, and he paid for the tea, he paid for the lunch. He didn't allow me to put myself some tea into my cup. And yeah, after this we had a lot of contact with private messages. We wrote with each other, we had fun with each other, and yeah, after some time we agreed to have walks with each other. So every day in the evening we went along the seaside, enjoyed the really cold evenings in March in Russia, but kind of the beautiful seaside. And yeah, so it all went on. We met to have lunch, to have dinner, and already a month later, so it was kind of the end of March, the beginning of April or something like this, we kind of got closer. So actually he just wanted some evening, he wanted to warm me, and he put his arm around me, but I saw it kind of as some kind of flirting, and I agreed to hold his hand. And so more and more it began to become something more than just friendship. And yeah, I think already 10 days or 2 weeks later we started really to have a relationship. And yeah, so it all went, all this semester abroad. And yeah, on the 4th of July I had to go back to Austria, because my semester finished, and yeah, just had to go back. I didn't have the possibility to make another semester in Vladivostok. It would have been too expensive to this time, and actually I wanted to finish my real studies in Austria, so I had to go back. And you can imagine that this was really, really hard for me. And yeah, so we separated on the 4th of July in the airport of Vladivostok. I was, of course, crying really much. I was really sad, but I kind of already had the feeling that this is something real, something more than just a relationship. And yeah, so I went back to Austria. I did some exams for university. I began a new job. I began my job as a driving school teacher. I began a job at the local newspaper. Yeah, and so I kind of had some things where I could distract myself from my sadness. I could study, I could work. And then I was really, really happy that my driving school gave me some holidays. So I asked them, hey, I know it's really difficult right now, and it's really, I'm just working for 1 month, but can you give me maybe 10 days free of work in the beginning of September? And they actually immediately agreed. They said, yeah, I know you probably already planned some holiday, and that's okay, you can go in the beginning of September. And I was really happy. And so in the beginning of September, I had the possibility to visit my fiancé again. So I immediately booked the flight, but this time to Central Russia, because he was at his family's place in Central Russia. I booked a flight, and on the, I think on the 1st or 2nd of September, I went to Vienna, went to the airport, I catched my flight to Moscow, I waited overnight and catched my next plane to Central Russia. And yeah, he picked me up on the airport. I lived with his family for the next 10 days, I think, and it was just really nice. I got to know his family, I got to know his sisters, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, cousin, just everyone. And they were just so loving, so caring to me. They are such a nice family. I'm really so happy that I got to know them. And yeah, but you can imagine after 10 days, the separation, the pain of separation was really big again. But I knew, okay, this was another sign that this was another time when we had the possibility to get closer to each other. Yeah, and then my fiancé found in the internet the possibility to apply for some scholarship in Austria. So there was a program that he could go to Austria, write a scientific paper and get a really good scholarship for this. So I'm talking here about €900 per month. And he applied for it. So you can imagine everyone of Russia could apply for it. He applied too, and he actually was a little bit too late with his application, because his scientific advisor in Austria replied a little bit too late. So you can imagine he first had to look for a scientific advisor in Austria. I went to my university, I asked my professors, hey, can you advise me? Can you help me somehow? Who would be a good advisor for my boyfriend? And they found a scientific advisor, a really good one in Graz. And this professor agreed to help him. And so with all this, with the agreement of the scientific advisor, with all the application, he sent it to Austria. And they, of course, first said, yeah, I know it's a little bit too late. We are not sure if we can still accept your application. But then in the end, actually, it was no problem. And they took him. And we were so happy, you can imagine. It meant for us that he could come to Austria for the next from January on until the end of April. And this was just really so great for us. I mean, of course, he had to do a lot of things for it. He had to go to Moscow extra to get his visa for Austria. So, yeah, but it was okay. All the work, all the struggles were really worth it. And yeah, on the 1st of January he arrived on Munich airport. Munich because Munich is just closer to Salzburg than Vienna is. And yeah, we picked him up. I picked him up together with my father, and we spent 4 really, really great months in Austria, in Czech Republic, in Germany. We really had a great time. And yeah, and in the end, in just 3 days before he left again to Russia, he, to my really surprise, made me a marriage proposal. So I don't know if the camera will zoom a little bit, I'm not sure, but here I'm now wearing my engagement ring. And yeah, I'm just so happy because of all of this, because he created some future for us. He created some some hope, some really good hope, and I'm just so happy to be together with this man. Although we are separated of 9,000 kilometers, there are 8 time zones between us. I mean, right now it's, I think, 2 o'clock in the morning in Vladivostok, and here it's just 6. So you can imagine how much the time difference really is. And yeah, so what's about now? I try to apply this year for a lectorate. Is it called lectorate program? Some tutoring program in Austria. So there's an Austrian institute, and they send lecturers to kind of every part of the world, to China, to Russia, to Great Britain, to all Europe, to Eastern Europe, to Asia. And I want to apply next year for being a lecturer in Russia. And I don't know yet where, maybe in Nizhny Novgorod, maybe in Moscow. But I really hope that it will work out as I imagine, and I'm pretty sure that something will work out. And this is just what I want to tell you. Stay always confident, stay happy, look forward, and if this relationship is really meant to be, then everything will work out, kinda, so don't worry. Yeah, so this is kinda right now everything, or a little part of my long distance relationship. And I think I want to do some more videos about this, some more information about how we communicate with each other. It's maybe interesting, or how we Skype, how we talk, what we do in our free time. Yeah, but as I said, I will do a separate video for this, because otherwise it just will get too long. So, well, thanks for watching. Thank you really much. You're really supporting me. Leave a thumb up if you like this video, and I hope that I will see you in the next video. Bye.